comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning, nerds! How are you? Did you watch the premiere of Peacemaker Season 2 last night? Huh? Well, I want you to tell me all about it because that is what we are going to talk about today. Promise. Oh my God, before we go any further, do me a huge solid. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. Woke up to over 7,000 subscribers today. I mean, we just hit 5,000 a month ago. This is blowing my mind. Really hope that translates into more watch hours. We are at 200 watch hours. So we're back to 200 watch hours before we hit that magic 3,000 number. And YouTube was sending me stuff this morning about, telling me about super chats and stuff. Like, you should add super chats. Well, does this mean I get to apply now? Like, what's up with that? So remember, we are doing the giveaway still. 200 more hours until the giveaway, where a lucky, randomly selected subscriber will receive a custom designed comics and hoodie and a $50 gift card to Amazon Ryzen products, courtesy of CJack Productions. So keep those playlists going. We're almost there. My goal is to get there before I have to take another week off at the end of September to go to Oklahoma City to get my new leg. So fingers crossed. Let's get it done. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. Let's yell good morning to everyone. Good morning, Nerdling Deranged Lunatic. Good morning, Nerdling First Class Contributing Producer Kino. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Penny. Good morning, we the people. I'm here. Hit the like. Orgies are now the standard intro for DC TV shows. We're going to talk about that in a second. Oh my God. Crazy. Man, Peacemaker hit it off with that huge reminder. This is not a kid's show. It's not a kid's show. Good morning, Patricia. I noticed that Nerdrotic had a little something to say about the whole orgy scene. Talking about, hey kids, come see your favorite DCU characters in Peacemaker Season 2. Hasn't James Gunn gone out of his way in the last few weeks to say that this is not a kid's show? I just want to remind you, it's not for children. And why is Nerdrotic so surprised? Why is he so surprised? Considering, Peacemaker 1, the very first episode, Chris picks up the barfly and takes her back to her apartment and has very graphic sex all over her apartment. And then episode 2 has a threesome with Vigilante and, the hostage chick. So yeah, it was a stupid joke because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. How is it funny when everyone knows it's not a kid's show? It's an adult show. Why would you make that joke? I don't get that. I don't. It's he's trying to get everyone pissed off. I don't know, man. I just don't get him. And I don't even think he's seen it yet. So we'll see. Anyway, let's dive into some headlines and then we will really dig into some Peacemaker Season 2 Episode 1 talk. Remember, it's Friday. It's our last stream for the week. So, yeah, and he also said it's not for kids. So, and we all know that was just a bullshit excuse to put it on digital. That's all that was. So, anyway, here we have White Rabbit behind the scenes of Peacemaker season 2 episode 1. Do y'all still think that Robert Pattinson's Batman's going to fit in this DCU? Do we still think James Gunn has just been trying to misdirect us? He's going to bring him in into this DCU? Because White Rabbit is a Batman villain. He is. So, like, Pattinson's Batman, Matt Reeves' Batman is supposed to be this grounded, grounded dark universe. Doesn't look very grounded or dark to me. So, all the James Gunn's totally bringing Robert Pattinson into the DCU. That's going to be his Batman. No, he's not. No, he's not. They're all very quiet right now, if you've noticed that. But that was hilarious. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be for you, hon. It's a very adult, very graphic series. Very graphic series. Yeah, and the Riddler's considered a serial killer. So, dude, and Paul Dano was freaking amazing. He was amazing. Amazing. Anyway, this was great. And then we've got we'll talk about that in a second. I want to get to that, try to do it all in a lump, but this is pretty funny right here. Okay, good morning, Fernando. Buenos dias. Okay. Margot Robbie has revealed that the Penguin was the original villain in Birds of Prey, but Matt Reeves was like, hey, I kind of want to use him, so can we not? And so they went on to Black Mask. Do we think that would have improved that film at all? I mean, it's not the worst. It's definitely got more rewatchability than a lot of other things. That's for freaking sure. But they could have done Penguin anyway, because they're not in the same universe. So why not? I don't know. I'm not in charge here. I'm not in charge. So there you have it. Penguin was initially the big bad in Birds of Prey. It's weird having this information come out now, isn't it? Like, it's been years. It's been years, so just kind of weird. And yeah, I don't know a lot of people who were big fans of Obi-Wan's Black Mask. We the people. Birds of Prey was trash. The Suicide Squad was the best movie featuring Harley Quinn. I'm inclined to agree. I really loved her in the Suicide Squad. The escape scene is pretty great. I love that. But anyway, if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about the Penguin initially being the big bad for Birds of Prey, leave it in the chat below. This is coming from Entertainment Weekly, Obby. So there you have it. Talk about that's our final topic. So we've got some crazy stuff. Like Doomsday. Doomsday just sounds like a hot freaking mess at this point. The whole time. But we're getting these rumors This is from Daniel RPK, Daniel Reitman. So remember, grain of salt, little grain of salt. Saying that many cast members have reportedly, wrapped filming, but they're expected to return for reshoots. Like they're already planning reshoots, but they still haven't finished the script. They're still working on the script, and they're already planning for reshoots. Like, and I know that reshoots are very common. They're very common. But this just seems messy. It just seems messy. Can we finish the script first? Is this ever going to happen? I thought they said they finally had the third act worked out, but apparently they do not. And here we are. Still working on the script, and several actors have wrapped filming. They're planning reshoots. Alan Cumming is talking about how half the time he didn't even know who his scene partner was because he was completely by himself, and they gave him fake character names. Like, I would like to know some of these fake character names. But all of that just sounds like a bunch of red flags for me. I hope it's wonderful. I hope it's amazing. I love to see Doctor Doom in the MCU. I'm very excited about that. But you got to admit the level of caution that you feel after hearing all this stuff. Still no third act for the script. The script is still being written. You've got actors not knowing who their scene partners are while acting out a scene. And you're already planning for the reshoots. I'm a big supporter of not making movies until they're ready to be made. And it just feels like this movie was not ready to be made. Is it still accurate that a lot of the actors they wanted for this still don't have contracts? Good morning, science fictionary. Good morning. It's all Pedro's fault for pissing everybody off. I really believe that the on-set fight was RDJ and Ryan Reynolds. And I think that Trammell Tillman is playing Kang, and they're going to try and wrap that up with him as Kang, as a variant. Good morning, Maverick 77 Defender. Good morning. So, I tried to move my knee, and it did not feel good. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh. Yeah, look, Ryan Reynolds being who he is these days, all the money and power he has, and I mean he's brought in the big bucks for the MCU with last year's Deadpool and Wolverine. So I could see him getting a bit of a big head on his shoulders and really seeing himself as Marvel Jesus. And RDJ's like, listen, I was the first coming of Marvel Jesus. That was me. You're 2.0. Blame Blake Lively. That's funny. Maria. That lawsuit, I cannot with that lawsuit anymore. How is it still going on? I thought they dismissed it like 3 times. How is that thing still going? This feels like the most ridiculous lawsuit ever. It just keeps going. Like, just be done already. Let it go. Elsa that shit, Blake and Justin. Just Go do something else. Go do something else. It feels ridiculous at this point. It really does. Am I the only one who heard that it was dismissed, or is it like a Mandela effect, or am I imagining things, or did they dismiss it and then they were like, wait, no, we're not going to dismiss it? I'm so confused. Maverick says Don Cheadle bullied Letitia Wright off social media over the that was bullshit. Absolute bullshit. We live in a free country, man. You can make your own choices about your own body in this country. And I do not agree with that. You should not be bullied over those kind of choices. Period. I have a lot of respect for her standing on her 2 feet over that, standing firm, because that takes a lot of integrity and a lot of bravery to do that in this day and age, especially in Hollywood. So I have a lot of respect for her saying, I'm not doing that. I don't know what's in that. And I decide what goes in my body and what doesn't. So I have a lot of respect for her. Lost some respect for Don Cheadle for disrespecting her and mocking her. That was not what decent grown-ass humans do at all. At all. Good morning, Nerdling First Class Backyard TARDIS. So, anywho, that was some crap. I agree with you. That was terrible. A lot of respect for Letitia Wright. A lot of respect. Good for her. Stand up to Disney. Okay, so there's that. We've got our first look at Wiccan and Speed. Of course, Wiccan played by Joe Locke. And then we have Tommy Maximoff, played by Rudy Mollica. Scottish. It's a very Gaelic name. Listen, Gaelic is a batshit crazy language. It doesn't make sense. And I love it because it doesn't make sense. But this right here says, so hard to say, Rudy. You got to roll the R's. Rudy. It's like Rudy, basically. That spells Rudy. But looks like good choices for Wiccan and Speed. And they are, of course, in Doomsday. So that's them with scripts in hand. Those are big-ass scripts, too. Look at that. Huge. Maverick says, Chris Hemsworth versus Brie Larson 2.0. Captain Marvel producer Jonathan Schwartz, who also produced Guardians of the Galaxy movies, calls Brie Larson the next Tom Cruise. On any other Marvel movie, stunt doubles would be doing 99% of what she's doing. Chris Hemsworth has beef with Brie Larson over some of her stunts. She's kind of difficult. Like, what's the word? Insufferable. Yeah. Don Cheadle told Brie Larson not to touch him with her elbows. Are they sharp? Like, why? Anyway, so we've got Rudy Mollica and Joe Locke, Wiccan and Speed, Tommy Maximoff and Billy Maximoff. So there you have it. Our first look at them together. I can see it. I see the vision. All right. So let me get down here. Okay. So I think that's all the Marvel stuff I had. But on to the rest of Disney. So Disney has decided that their new target audience, who they're going to start making movies for, is now Gen Z boys or men. Are they men yet? I don't know. They're probably men by now. listen, I'm Gen X, man. Okay. I'm too old to keep track of that stuff. Anyway, so Bob Iger is like, so this is what we're going to do. Our last plan wasn't working out. So we need to start targeting a new audience. Let's go for Gen Z men. Like picking one small group or one group of people that's worked out so well in the past. Why are we so worried about that? Why not just be worried with making sure we have a good script, a good story, something that makes sense, an organic, entertaining, solid story, instead of constantly making movies that check off boxes with incomplete scripts? Why are we now just, you know what? What we need to do is make sure these 5 people over here like it. And if they like it, we're going to make $1.5 billion. I mean, come on. Has that ever worked in the past? Where we focus more on that than the quality of product? Because that's what my takeaway is from this, is they're still not focusing on quality of product. They're focusing more on algorithm shit. That elephant is still stomping around in the room. And they're like, what? I don't see anything. It's so quiet in here. Loki, also Gen Z doesn't have and doesn't spend money on going to the movies. This is Gen Z. Huh? What? That's Gen Z. If they're going to focus on Gen Z boys, they might as well just make TikToks. They have zero attention span. They don't have jobs. If they do, come on. Come in. You need to focus on the people that spend money. And those people just want good stories. They want good, solid movies. So how about we just start hiring good writers, okay, where showrunners aren't having to rewrite their complete entire drafts, because that's not the showrunner's job, by the way. That's why you hire writers. Hire writers, okay, actual writers who can provide you with good, solid, completed scripts. That's what we need. Or buy good, solid, completed scripts. Go look outside of where you've been dipping, like the well you have been drawing from is now dry. You need to find other wells. Let's do that, please. Instead of, you know what, the data from the algorithm is telling us that what we need to do is we need to make movies for the TikTok boys. That's what we need to do. That's going to make us the billions right there. It's the TikTok boys. The kids who have the attention span of a gnat and say gang gang. That's who. Again. Bob Iger needs to go. He's an idiot. Like every one of those executives at Disney are just way out of their depth, incredibly out of touch, and all they care about is having even more money that they could possibly spend in 200 lifetimes. Is why are you even in the entertainment business if you don't care about entertainment? He does kind of look like a pope, I guess. I don't even need to open this article because we're scrambling to win back men and boys, but we're going to focus on Gen Z boys. We're going to focus on the TikTok kids who have never, ever had anything nice to say about anyone. Ask me how I know. I put anything on TikTok. I could put, oh my God, I love puppies on TikTok. And they'd be like, what do you have against cats? Huh? What do you have against cats? Why do you hate cats? I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to put that on TikTok and say, I love puppies. Puppies are the best. They're great. And we'll see what happens. As long as it's this old lady saying it, they're going to come out with knives. What do you have against cats? Why are you a cat hater? There you got it. There you have it. You damn right they do. They do. And they really, really, really love a cause. They want a cause so bad that they make them up. And I feel like that's what it is. Things are so good for their generation. And they've got all this FOMO from like my generation and our parents' generations that we had, you know, things to fight for. Like legit things. And things are so good for them now. They're like, we got to make some stuff up, man. Like this lady over here who hates cats. I mean, she didn't say she hated cats. She just said she loved puppies. But I noticed she didn't say anything about cats. So clearly, we need to defend the cats. Oh my gosh. Okay. So moving on. Speaking of Disney. So here we have two things that Disney was going to do years ago. And because of their rampant disregard for entertainment and focusing on algorithms and basically Gen Z, they had like scrapped them. But now, two things have happened. Johnny Depp won his suit against Amber Heard. He won. He won. She did not. And then she left the country. That's what you get when you shit on someone's bed for attention. There is loads and loads and loads of evidence that came out in court. I know this because my salon was open when this was going on. And my stylist, one of my employees and I were, or a couple of my employees actually, we were obsessed with it. So we kept the court coverage for the Johnny Depp case, like playing in the salon. And the clients loved it too. They were like, oh my God, what's happening next? So we watched the whole thing. And there was so much evidence brought up against Amber Heard, proving her an abuser. She was physically, mentally, emotionally abusive, biologically abusive, I would say too, for shitting on the bed. So a mega pint. He was drinking a mega pint. Oh God. But anyway, she was proven mentally ill, histrionic personality disorder, and abusive towards Johnny Depp. He was not abusive towards her. It was proven in a court of law. Okay. So after that, people started asking Johnny Depp, like, would you return to Pirates of the Caribbean? Would you return? And he was like, listen, because Disney fired him. They were like, nope, he's been accused. How dare he? We want nothing to do with him. He's awful. And they asked him, like, would you actually come back? And he said they would have to pay me like so much money, like all the money. They would have to pay me all the money. So that happened. And Now there's been rumor, a lot of talk about Johnny Depp actually returning. They've even talked to Orlando Bloom about it, and he said, I want everyone to come back. Everyone, me, Kira, Johnny, you can't have, any of this without Jack Sparrow. So good for Orlando Bloom. So now this is in talks. Gina Carano won her lawsuit against Disney. Like I said, I think it was yesterday. It feels like a watershed moment, So Gina wins her lawsuit. And then Disney comes out and says, we're excited to work with her again. Everyone here loves her. Except Bryce Dallas Howard. She's a bitch. We're so excited to work with her. So all of a sudden, there's talks of these other projects Star Wars projects specifically, going back into development, like Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins. I'm still mad at Patty over Wonder Woman 84. Like, seriously, that was absolutely awful. Rogue Squadron. Are we going to get an announcement that Rangers of the New Republic, Gina's show, is going back in development? I'm telling you right now, if they make that show starring Cara Dune, dude, they will get so many subscribers back on Disney Plus. Seriously, that would be the best move they could possibly make. So is that what is going to do? Words are hard. Okay. Words are hard. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. Like, obviously I need more, but do we think that's something that's going to happen? Does it feel like this sort of thing is going to start happening? They're going to bring back Gina and Rangers of the New Republic, do Rogue Squadron, Pirates 6. Loki says, so was Gunn. So was Carano. They'll work with anyone. There's no principles to stand on. No, they do not have principles other than greenbacks. That's their principle. Money. Money, money, money. Loki says they'll announce it, but it still won't get made. I really think that they know how much money they could make off of that. How much they could grow the Disney Plus subscriber base. I mean, if they don't do that, holy shit, then they don't understand how money works either. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass at this point. Good morning, Truth, and thank you. 7,000. We are at, I'm going to pull it up right now and tell you exactly where we're at, because I woke up to 7,004 subscribers, and now we're at 7,024 subscribers. So welcome, everyone, all our new subscribers. Welcome. I hope you watch. I really want one day to wake up and that number be for the watch hours. Like, how do you have over 7,000 subscribers and you're not monetized in any way? That's wild to me, but I'm not in charge here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so does it feel like, you know what? I'm not even going to ask, because we know they're not learning any lessons here. They're just following the money. And if they're smart with following that money, they will follow it to Rangers of the New Republic starring Gina Carano. Does this mean that Beau DeMayo's return is just a couple years away? I mean, they're losing some lawsuits here. And they've lost their conviction. They have zero conviction because they've gone back on the things they've said multiple times. James Gunn, Johnny Depp, Gina Carano, Beau DeMayo. Is it just a matter of time? Will they forgive Jonathan Majors? They've already replaced him. And that dude. Listen, you guys know how I feel about the whole Jonathan Majors thing. What they found him guilty of is not real. Accidental or unintentional assault or something like that. It's something really weird. It's basically self-defense is what they charged him with. And you can clearly see in the video, she's pulling him into the car. She's holding him hostage according to the law. She's chasing him. Do I think he's guilty of being a shitty boyfriend and that they were in a shitty, toxic relationship? 100%. Those two should not have been together. That was one hell of an abusive, toxic relationship on both sides. Okay? That is possible. But in a court of law, if you are charged with a specific incident, if you are in court for a specific incident that happened at a specific date and time, you have to focus on that date and time and that specific incident. But that's not what they did. They focused on their whole relationship. And that's not okay. That's not okay. So, yeah, he was on video trying to get away from her. And yet, and I did videos talking about this, and yet in court, they're constantly bringing up voicemails, voice recordings, video, text messages from months prior. Months prior. Why are you focusing on that? He's not on trial for being a shitty boyfriend. He's on trial for domestic assault on this date. That's what he's on trial for. And that evidence proved he did not do what they say he did. And I believe that the prosecution knew that, and that's why they kept bringing in all those recordings of their conversations. And look, say whatever you will about his expectations for his girlfriend. He told her what he expected in a woman, and she said, that works for me. I can do that. She was a shithead to him. He was a shithead to her. They shouldn't have been together. But the whole point is, he was supposed to be on trial for assault on March, 2023. And they actually put him on trial for being a bad boyfriend and ruined his career over it. The day that he got arrested, Disney typed up two press releases. And as soon as that verdict came out, they released one. So. Oh, Disney. Oh, Disney. Oh, New York court system. Good afternoon, big time objective. Oh, they sure can be, especially in St. Francis County, Missouri. But, yeah, all these people got screwed. And like I said, Bo has his lawsuit against Disney. And, those things take a long time. They do take a while. There's always, you go to a court date and they're like, what do you have? Well, I need a continuance for this. Okay, we'll meet back in 6 months or next year or whatever. It's ridiculous. The court system is very, very slow, especially in civil court. So if Bo wins, and I think he's got a really, really good chance of winning, especially after Gina Carano just won, I feel like it's just a matter of time before they're like, all right, let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. So, anywho, and did you know Walt Disney's from Missouri? Yes, he was. And apparently I'm related to him in some branch of my family. That's interesting. Okay, moving on. Oh, that's right. ScarJo sued also. I think ScarJo might have won more money. Possibly. I don't know. I don't have any of the specifics for either suit. It just feels like she was more visible. But that's right. So 40 million plus. Damn. Her kids are set for life. So we had ScarJo and Gina Carano both won their lawsuits. We've got Johnny Depp, who won his court battle against Amber Heard, and now he's been brought back to Disney. They're not looking too infallible at this point. Just not. So, I don't know. If I was Jonathan Majors, I'd sue. I'd sue the state of New York because that was bullshit. His charge was, what he was actually found guilty of was like accidental assault or something. You got charged with an accident. Like, you got charged with defending yourself from someone who was trying to like keep you in a car. It just sounds crazy to me. Good morning, Dom. Disney's legal battles are more entertaining than their movies. Yeah, it's getting to that point, isn't it? Crazy. Tina Marie gave an update on the Batman Part 2, saying the script is complete and we start filming in a couple of months. I am amazed that this is happening. I really did not think that this movie was going to get made. Really didn't think it was. I mean, there's still time for me to be found right, but as of now. So for you big Matt Reeves fans out there, congratulations. Your moment of zen is arriving. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, yeah. Super cool. So Karen Gillan, an actual Scottish woman, has been cast in the Highlander reboot. I am so excited for this movie. You have no idea. I love Highlander. I love Karen Gillan. Amelia Pond, my favorite Doctor Who companion. Yeah, truth sounds like me. It's not happening till the camera starts rolling. I'll be petty with you. I said there's still time for me to be right. What else was I gonna point out? I think that's all I had on that, actually. So, all right, guys, let's get into the reason why we're here. Let's talk some Peacemaker. Oh, Sean Connery was a Scottish dude playing an Egyptian pretending to be Spanish. And then they had a French dude playing a Scottish dude. So I swear to God, I want to hear some Queen in that soundtrack. The Highlander soundtrack is one of the greatest of all time. So there you have it. Anyway, let's talk about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1, the premiere. If you don't want any spoilers, here is your time to exit. I enjoyed the first season, or first episode. Absolutely loved the first season. I've watched it like a bajillion times. And I actually want to check something too while we're here. I liked the first episode. It does feel like an intro, like that first episode. I mean, hold on. I need to get my thoughts together. Oh, sweetie. You must be young, because that was like one of the biggest controversies, musically speaking, of my generation. It's right up there with Milli Vanilli. He says, no, mine's actually different. Theirs goes ding 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 ding. Mine goes ding 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 ding. See, there's a difference. That is a direct quote. I'm not kidding. I'm not quitting or kidding. Okay, so I'm trying to find something because I didn't confirm it. I got busy this morning. I really did. And it's something that happens when you have children. Okay, so I wanted to check ever the end. Here we go. I got to check this real quick to see if it's actually really across the board. And then I can tell you guys if they did like a George Lucas special edition thing, I might be annoyed because I think just leave both versions out there, let people enjoy both. So we're about to find out. Nope. Okay. So, and I can't show you because, or can I? Let me remove this and see if it'll let me. Okay. So I can. All right. This is the actual episode, Peacemaker 1, episode 8. It's Cow or Never on HBO Max. Go. So there's still Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman. Okay. So they didn't actually replace that scene in the previous season. Why? Because this season took place in the DCEU. Okay? But now I'm going to pull this up. I want that pause that. And where is it at? They did it really, really fast. Like, here we go. She says, Justice Gang. He talks about puking on Green Lanterns, magic carpet. And then we have this. Because this now takes place in the DCU. And it even says previously in the DCU. If it'll show up. There's an ad. Okay. Great ads. Ads are fun. Okay. Title cards are great. So many title cards.
Right, kids, and that's how I defeated Kite Man.
That's how I defeated Kite Man.
Yeah, Canadian tuxedo. Yeah, let's go. Let's your money.
Have a pet.
Your dad's a
What the hell? Lame.
I defeated Kite Man. Any questions?
Yeah,
Canadian tuxedo.
Do you have a pet?
Do you have a pet? I do have a pet.
Great question. I have a pet named Eagle.
His name's Eagly.
Do you have an origin story?
Where is it at? Anyway, you get it. It says previously in the DCU. Okay. I'm going to pull back up the Twitter page. Whoops, sorry. Here we go. So we're back here. Where are you at? Totally. Good morning, Nightwalker. Not confusing at all. Well, the problem is it got sold. Warner Brothers got sold. DCU has its own studio now. Financial reasons, new management. What are you going to do? It's going in a different direction. The previous version is gone. And they're doing their best they can to clear up that confusion. So, just saying, the event of multiverse are inevitable, but some characters may change. It's just how it goes. Truth says the new title card for Peacemaker also should have added F. Jared Leto. I am entirely there for that. Like, thank you. I do enjoy that whole scene. Like, don't disrespect spin doctors with 30 Seconds to Mars. So, anyway, That's just the way it goes. It's a whole new universe. Okay? It's new. So there's
Blake,
going
you
to be
fucking dickhead.
changes.
What a meathead.
Those people
Screw that
down
guy.
here
You know he tells people I'm a puke freak?
are not a part of the studio anymore, except Jason Momoa is now Lobo. So it wouldn't make sense. It would not make sense to keep that bottom clip. It's still there. It's still there on season 1. But this was a good way. Genuinely, it was a good way to introduce the new DCU and connect Peacemaker to this world. So there you have it. Truth. Gunn also wasn't a fan of the Snyderverse. He just won't publicly say it because he does like Zack. He just didn't care for the Snyderverse. And again, I liked the movies. They were fine, but that wasn't really how Superman really is. Superman isn't dark and broody and complicated and complex. He's not. He's very one-dimensional. He is a symbol of hope. So there you have it. So I liked it. I thought this, I mean, I busted out laughing. Seriously, busted out laughing. Not necessarily because the scene was funny, but because of like, it's kind of a middle finger at the same time, you know? It's like, it's a good way to connect him to the DCU. Nice little middle finger. So, yeah, James Gunn doesn't want to deal with the Snyder cult bothering him. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. They can be single-minded. Like, seriously, if you love Zack Snyder so much, why aren't you happy about his new World War II movie that he's been wanting to do like his whole life? Why aren't you clamoring for more Rebel Moon? Not that we need it. But anyway, this happened. Who did this? Because Cyborg was not. Look at this. Cyborg was not in this scene. Who did this? This is just a lie. Culture base. Figure it out. Is it show Batman too? Oh, it does. Yeah, Batman and Cyborg were not in this scene at all. Sorry, I was focused on the red dot. Oh, sweetie, have you read any DC comics? That's like their jam. They pretty much invented that shit. And they use that multiverse stuff. This DC created the multiversal crisis stories to clean up their timelines when they got too convoluted. That's what Crisis on Infinite Earths came from. Cleaning up their convoluted stories. So it's actually very smart to use that. He did say Gods and Monsters. That's Crisis on Infinite Earths. Okay? That's what that is. So it's very smart to kick this off with that kind of a story to explain why these familiar characters are here and why others are not. It's cleaning up that convoluted timeline. So I could be wrong. I'm definitely not wrong about why DC utilizes the multiverse crisis story. But I could be wrong why James Gunn chose Crisis on Infinite Earths. So it seems to make sense, though, as someone who's been a fan of DC Comics. We shall see. Fernando says a live action Crisis on Infinite Earths would be amazing. Wouldn't it, though? See, that's what I'm really liking about the stories and the characters he's chosen for the DCU, because DC has some amazing stories and characters that have never been touched in live action. DC is so singular. It's so unique from Marvel, but we've yet to see that on the big live action screen. The only way that DC is ever going to be able to compete with Marvel is just by being itself. That's the only way. So, seriously, I can't say it enough. DC has some amazing stories in the comics. Absolutely amazing. And they should be utilized. And so far, it's looking like they might. Oh, a live action Spectre. I really should do a breakdown about the Spectre. I'm working on research for Supergirl right now, which is proven to be more complicated than I anticipated. So, okay. Let's talk about the wiener in the room. So, in the first episode, and we should watch that in a second. The first episode, and remember, some spoilers for this discussion. First episode shows Peacemaker hitting rock bottom. He hits rock bottom after being rejected by Harcourt. And so he goes home and opens up his emergency stash of cocaine and has an orgy. Oh, live action Batman Beyond would be super dope. We've said that for years. Like, all of us have begged for that. So he opens up his emergency stash of cocaine and has a massive orgy. I just need to say this, that I feel absolutely horrible for that little guy with the micropene, full body, face to toes. Now the world knows what he's not working with down there. Like, poor guy. Now, I've heard a lot of comparison to The Boys for that scene, and you're not wrong. But thankfully, unlike The Boys, that whole montage lasted about 45 seconds. We didn't have exploding penises that were 7 feet tall, so I'm grateful for that. And to those who, for those who are surprised by the graphic nudity, that this was not made for kids, I want to bring to your attention that James Gunn and cast and crew has been saying for some time, this is not a kids show. Also, the first episode of Peacemaker season 1, he picks up a barfly and has very graphic butt touching all over her apartment. And then a threesome with Amber and Vigilante in episode 2, 3. I mean, where was your outrage then? Like, Nerdrotic sharing that, oh, okay, James Gunn put this on digital release early so you guys could see it and catch up for Peacemaker 2. Come see your favorite DC characters in Peacemaker season 2. Like, dude, he said that it's not for kids. Come on now. Yeah, it's a weak excuse for putting a movie on digital release while it's still in theaters, only 4 weeks after it premiered in theaters. But so you trying to pretend like that first season was so family friendly? Come the fuck on. Find something else. Find something else. I hope we get a season 3 too, Iggy. Anywho, it's a weak thing to complain about when you've already seen the first season and you already know that it's not family friendly, that it's not for children. He has never said that it is for children. So there you have it. Apparently John Cena has never done any drugs in his life. I find that very difficult to believe, but it is possible. Oh, that's just the way it is, though. I mean, you don't need to watch Peacemaker to get Superman, though. So there's that. Luckily, the kids don't have to watch the orgy to understand or enjoy Superman. So they all do steroids. So if any of them tell you they're not, they're totally lying. Anyway. So apparently that scene where he was hitting a bong was difficult for him to do.
They had to teach me how to do a bong rip. I'm like, hey, how do you use this thing? And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, no, I want to make it look like he smokes weed. How do you use this thing? And the prop people had to come over and be like, okay, this is how you do it. If you ever need another lesson, you know, after hours, we're good. I think the biggest thing was people genuinely not thinking I knew my way around a bong and then realizing like I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
Notice he didn't say he had trouble snorting the cocaine. Just not a pot smoker, but he knew how to do lines. He knew how to chop up those lines and oh, that cracks me up. We do have the new intro. I really want to know what you guys think because I loved the first one. To me, this one doesn't feel as fun as the first intro. I'm just going to be real. I don't enjoy it as much as the first intro. It doesn't feel as fun, but it's also supposed to reflect the vibe of the season, right? So push my sleeves up a bit. Anyway, this one, Chris has been through a lot. He's kind of addressed the death of his brother. He killed his father. He saved the world, yet he's still being rejected by the world. So he's not in a good place. I mean, he got rejected by Harcourt too. So he's not in a good place. He's very depressed. And then he comes across a version of himself elsewhere where he's gotten everything he's ever wanted in his life. His brother's still alive. They have an amazing relationship. His father is attentive and loving and caring. He's an actual father. He's got money. He's got respect. And that really, really affects him. You know, I totally understood that. We've said that we said spoilers. Everyone's aware at this point. If you're still here and you're surprised by the spoilers, then that's on you. That's on you. So they have that quantum closet, and there's that like Martian thing that's his neighbor. It's so funny. It's like his neighbor's bringing out the trash in the morning. He's like, whatever then. Blah. And he finds this other world where everything's great for him. They even talk about there's a whole world with imps. So that makes me wonder if Batmite's going to show up. But anyway, he's not in a good place. And he's really, really noticing for like consciously admitting the things that he's missing out on. So this opening sequence does feel more sad. And the other one was like more, yeah, I'm Peacemaker, motherfucker, eat peace. But this one's a lot more like, I'm Peacemaker. So let's review it real quick. I'm going to turn it down. I don't hate the song. I like the song, but it's, again, the whole point is this vibe is supposed to be a lot more down. He's not in a good place. So, not my content. We're just reviewing and giving. And again, this is by Foxy Shazam, which is James Gunn's favorite band. But if you notice, they're using a lot of the same moves that they did in the first sequence, like the first season sequence. See? The very modern dance thing. See? I keep saying see, like duh. Anyway. Running Man. You can get Eagly like actually dancing. But the only thing that's the same is the dance moves. But, you know, they've kind of rearranged them and added a few more. Kind of like, it's still Peacemaker. He's just not in a good place right now. Again, I like the song. It's just not as exciting and happy as the first one. Robert Patrick is back. Big fan of Freddie Stroma and Danielle Brooks. I love her as Adebayo. And I got to point this out. Hold on. Let me get to it. And right here. Look at Frank Grillo. He's like really, really fighting keeping a straight face. Look at him. Really fighting it. And this took a long time to film. They've been talking about this. And watching the behind the scenes, James Gunn is constantly saying, straight faces, stop smiling. And they're having such a hard time. He said that Frank Grillo and Michael Rooker were the worst dancers. So here we have Frank Grillo just really struggling to keep that straight face. But it's okay. I mean, it's not, I like the first one better. I just do. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I liked the first episode. I'm looking forward to more. It's definitely a reintroduction. A little bit of a slow burn, but man, that ending, I really didn't see that coming. Remember, we're talking spoilers here, okay? We're talking spoilers, so if you're still here and you're mad something gets spoiled for you, then just be mad at yourself. You've been warned. But when he's wandering in that alternate world and kind of marveling at how wonderful this other Christopher Smith's life is, that other Christopher Smith, which, by the way, Bloodhaven is canon in this universe. They've mentioned it. He returns from Bloodhaven early and discovers him and attacks him because he thinks he's some kind of shapeshifter or something. He's like, what are you, a shapeshifter? Like, who are you? But it somehow didn't occur to either Christopher Smith that in this quantum thing that there's going to be multiversal issues. Like there could be other versions and, you know, they could actually have the same password as you and show up in your house. So they get in a fight and our Christopher Smith actually kills the other one. So didn't see that coming. There's going to be some comeuppance. I'm absolutely sure. Deranged Lunatic says, I like the first season dance better. I did too. Yep, I agree with you. Alternate worlds with 99 doors, at least that we know of. There's like 99 doors in there. So that's 99 possibilities. And one of them has imps. So that might Mixelplixie. Truth says, enjoyed the first episode. The orgy scene on set must have had a strong scent. Ass and BO. Hunter says, Danny, could you imagine who one of you farted? What? Maria says, I really hope Martian Manhunter is in this season with all the alien stuff going on. I'm wondering if that's a Martian, his neighbor that brought the trash out and incinerated it. The trash being some kind of nutria or whatever it was. 99 doors equal Snyderverse store. Who knows? Who knows? But if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about anything of the first episode of Peacemaker Season 2, leave it in the chat below. We're going to wrap things up. It's Friday. We've been here over an hour. I'm going to be gone tomorrow and Sunday, but I'll be back Monday. It's okay. You've got plenty of videos to watch. You've got lots of rewatching you can do. Fernando says the Peacemaker set sounds more fun than the Doomsday set. Ha! And there it is. So anyway, you got plenty of stuff to watch this weekend while I'm gone. Don't forget to keep your playlists going. As soon as we hit those 3,000 hours, a random subscriber will be selected to win a custom designed comics and hoodie and a $50 gift card for Amazon courtesy of C-Jack Productions. But if you would like to help support the channel, the easiest and the freest way possible is to pay me compliments like this. Did the chat compliment how lovely Danny looks today? Thank you, sir. But it's actually, all you have to do is hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Join the now 7,030 subscribers of Comics and. But like the video, subscribe if you're new, ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. There's also other ways to help support the channel. Big thanks to Real Anarchy for tipping me $15 yesterday. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. That is $15 in the kitty for my new keyboard, or $15 in the kitty for gas money or hotel money to go get my new leg in Oklahoma City next month. So, anywho, if you would like to help out like Real Anarchy did, you can do so by scanning that QR code right there. It'll take you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you like or can, whatever. It is a very secure website, I assure you. But if you're more comfortable, I do have Cash App as well. All of these links are in the description below. If that doesn't float your boat, you can also check out the official Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comicsand. Exclusive content, exclusive chat rooms, including request lines, and exclusive Nerdling Army merch that you receive at every 3 months for the first year of your membership. And the bigger the tier, the higher your rank, the cooler your merch is. You also get your name added to the credits of every Comics and video, and those Nerdling First Class and higher automatically become moderators of the channel. So, for all those perks and more, check out patreon.com/comicsand today. No idea why I said it like that. I also have a merch store, comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Over 100 designs, all created by yours truly on hundreds of products, all there for you nerds, non-denominational nerds. Come and check this out because there's everything. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek. We don't discriminate. We love it all. So check that out today, comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. I'm also an affiliate for several companies. If you want to save 15% off on things for your dog, visit my link at Leash Boss. If you need 10% off your optical needs, visit my link for Zenny Optical. There's also Cora's Vault, where I'll save you 10% off your favorite superhero collectibles. CorasVault.com/comicsand using code comicsand gets you that 10% off. I'm also an affiliate for TikTok and CapCut. I have no idea what those links do. I'm still waiting for someone to go to one of those links and then tell me what happens. I'm very interested. So please tell me. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you enjoy this podcast, chances are you're going to like more of what the Red 5 family of podcasts can offer you. So go check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of the Red 5 Network. Everything I've just told you is on comicsand.squarespace.com. Updates, reviews, galleries, you name it. It is all on comicsand.squarespace.com. Deranged Lunatic, the bar fight seed was good. Yeah, I like how Harcourt is really struggling, and her way of dealing with it is to go pick a fight and get her ass completely handed to her by a bunch of biker dudes. Like, she held her own for a second, but then, there's only so much you can do when you're fighting a bunch of dudes. So, and thank you. Thank you. I am very proud of my hair. I take good care of it. So, anywho, that is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have an amazing and nerdy weekend. I will see you Monday. Don't forget to keep those playlists going and keep your eyes peeled because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.